Everyone on board had the sense that they were part of something truly special, even for the ship's crew and the workers who helped build it. The excitement was contagious. A ship that was a marvel of modern engineering. Everyone on board felt a sense of pride in being part of such an important moment in history. And as many of those in awe of the Titanic questioned what had happened that night and try to piece the puzzle together, many begin to fall into place.
After the sinking, there's a big debate among professional lookouts about binoculars. Frederick Fleet, who was in the crow's nest when the ship hit the iceberg, made it known that he had not been provided with binoculars. And this was because they had been locked up and a crew member had left in Southampton with the key. Fleet was very keen to stress that this dereliction by the White Star Line had led to him not spotting the iceberg in time. However, some of Frederick Fleet's fellow lookouts then went on to say in interviews that actually he shouldn't have needed the binoculars because binoculars only show you what's available at a distance and that they wouldn't have worked to show something like a dark growler iceberg on a night with no moon. And in fact, had he had the binoculars, he probably still would have missed the sight of the Titanic. So it becomes a debate among professional lookouts about whether or not the binoculars would have helped, whether or not a good lookout should need binoculars. There are some more traditional ones, if you should need them. But Frederick Fleet does spend a life plagued by survivor's guilt from having been in the crow's nest, feeling he should have spotted the iceberg sooner. The truth is that with or without binoculars, he really bears no guilt for it. There was a coming together of factors. There was no moon. It was a very calm night. So there was no light shining on the iceberg. Because of the lack of wind, there were no waves breaking around the rim of the iceberg. Binoculars or not, all the odds were stacked against Frederick Fleet, but it's completely understandable that in the psychological agony that followed the sinking, he was trying to piece together what could and should have gone different.
When the iceberg was spotted, 3 bells were rang. But there was no time to avoid it with the turn of a wheel.
The Titanic is a massive ship. She's 883 feet long, she's 92 foot wide, she's also 175 feet tall from her keel to the top of her stacks or funnels. And there's 35 feet of her, which is below the waterline. So even what you see above the waterline, there's a lot more of her than that. She is a giant.
The Titanic did not slow down. She did go a little bit longer on her